In more than just making it, I explained what Will and I discovered during our season of financial frustration. Those who struggle with money often have one of two problems: an income problem or a spending problem. Those with an income problem simply don't earn enough money to live. Those with a spending problem don't know how to steward their money wisely. The good news is, my friend, there is hope for both. Hope for staying home. In this book, I hope to arm you with tips on how to both curb spending and create more income so that you can achieve your dream of staying home with your kids. Perhaps you are already a stay-at-home mom who lives with the daily tension of a bank account that never balances. Your family is up to your necks in debt, and cutting coupons just isn't cutting it. You need more money-saving tips, in bite-sized chunks, to learn how to cut costs. You also want to discover some ways you can start bringing in a little extra money without leaving home. Friend, this book is for you. Or maybe you're still working outside of the home, and you feel God calling you to leave the workforce and become the stay-at-home mom you dream of being. You dread going to work each day, and you're tired of simply wishing you could be home with your kids. You want to make that a reality. Friend, this book is for you as well. You may think there is no way you can afford to stay home with your kids, but often the adage is true. When there is a will, there is a way. I won't pretend the following method will work for everyone, but for those who want to stay at home with their kids, I recommend this 3-step process. Pay off all debts. Yes, I know some moms manage to stay at home with their kids, even though their families are tens of thousands of dollars in debt. But I promise you that you'll feel so much freedom when the noose of unpaid loans, credit cards, medical bills, and more is loosened, and you are able to pour 100% of your income into your family's current and future needs, and maybe even a few wants. While this isn't a book about becoming debt-free, I encourage you to use the money-saving tips found in these chapters and put those savings toward paying off all debts until they are gone. Once they are, you will be able to use that saved money toward other goals, like staying home with your kids. Curb spending. Those of us who grew up in the 1980s and 1990s often look at the American dream as synonymous with keeping up with the Joneses. Instead of operating out of our own convictions to achieve personal goals and individual callings, we've depleted our savings accounts, dug ourselves into debt, and burdened our emotional and mental capacities with stress that comes with our American cultural leaning toward excess. But you don't have to do that anymore. You can realize the freedom of living within your means and practicing contentment. Create more income. I'm not here to preach that every single mother should stay at home with her children, or that those who work outside the home are somehow doing their families a disservice. To the contrary, I encourage grace toward all mothers, no matter if they are working, staying at home, or practicing some kind of hybrid to help care for the needs of their families. But if you are either a stay-at-home mom who can barely afford it, or if you're a working mom who knows your family can't survive without your income, my hope is that arming you with some ways to create more income from home will help make your dreams of staying home with your kids a reality, or at least help alleviate some of the stress of living solely on your husband's income. How this book works. I've divided this book into 8 sections: curb spending, eat well on a budget, DIY household products, entertain your family without spending a fortune, shop secondhand in sales, provide for healthcare needs, hunt houses and vehicles, and create more income. In each of these sections, you'll find tips for ways to stretch your money further than you ever imagined. Each tip ends with an action step that you can begin applying to your life. My hope is that the extra money you're able to save and create will help you stay home with your kids. You might learn that you actually spend less money when you are home with your kids, when you factor in the costs of childcare expenses, work clothes, gas, and lunches out, not to mention the time you save by not commuting to and from work. This time can also translate into money, as you will soon find listening to this audiobook. Now let's embark on this journey of learning how you can afford to be a stay-at-home mom.